Welcome to Speaking Of, I'm Jared.
And I'm Kate.
And let's start things off right, every once in a while, with a Viewer of the Week.
Viewer of the Week.
Yay!
Yay.
So this Viewer of the Week has literally been with us.
Literally.
From the very
Hashtag
beginning.
Literally,
In fact,
that's you.
He knew me before I even started this show. And he still watched.
I know, right? Says something.
Right, exactly. So, a special shout out to our Viewer of the Week this week, Simon
Simon.
Forsman. Yay,
Yay,
Simon! Simon got the one and only exclusive Speaking of chapstick.
That's right. He probably still has it.
You know what? Yes. I think we have a picture. Check out our Facebook page. It's still up because,
sure.
you know, we don't
Nothing
ever
goes
clean.
away
Yeah,
on
it
Facebook.
just stays up there forever and
Forever.
always. And a day.
Facebook is forever.
Facebook is forever. But what I hate is when I'm at work, do you get accused of being old for using Facebook now? I hate it. I hate it.
No.
Only old people use Facebook. It reminds me of when MySpace started flittering away, and everybody was like, only perverts use MySpace.
Don't say that. I have a MySpace story.
Yes, it's called How I Met My Husband. I should have waited for her to swallow. That's her MySpace story. But it worked. What are the odds?
To be fair, I only had a MySpace account because my 12-year-old niece had a MySpace account and I was guarding her. And I was... Producer doesn't believe me. It's true!
Kate wanted to be hip and happening. No, I still remember, and we've told this story before, but I will tell it again, about how you and I ruthlessly made fun of the husband and Emily when they got on Facebook. We're like, that'll never be around. That's just a cheap imitation of MySpace.
That's just for college
We're not
kids.
getting on there. And the two of them were like on it a lot at the first.
Which is funny because the Hubs is never on it now.
I know.
He
not
probably
so in love
has
with it
friend
anymore.
requests that are 2 years old. I'm not even
Don't
kidding.
take it personally.
Yeah. Speaking of friend requests.
Oh, yeah?
I have been lately getting random friend requests.
No, and
but
we got
like,
a random.
Yeah, but they're
the
like
same
phishing
person.
ones because you look at them and they have no friends, no photos, no anything. And then I think, what happens if you accept that friendship?
They come and get you.
They probably do. I deny them all.
I do too. I'm very picky. Everybody that knows me knows I'm very picky. I think I'm down to 50 again. 50 friends.
Like once a quarter.
Like I'll go
he
up
goes
and down.
through and he's like, oh, gotta narrow it back down to 50. Who's gonna get kicked off the list?
And I'm not at least one of those people that puts up, if you want to still be my friend, like this post. Nope, I just fire you.
He also doesn't do
You're fired.
If you're reading this, then you made the cut. Those are so dumb. I should do one that says, if you're reading this, you're on probation. And then just send it to everybody.
I think you should. That would be great. That would be great. But speaking of children, sorry, we were talking about the kids and the Facebook and the whatnot.
Let's talk about our children.
Let's talk about not our children.
Somebody
said, speaking of Spawn, somebody said that the other day. So, did you and Kate, during her single years, like if Kate wanted to have a child, would you have ever thought about making a donation? To which my reply was, I will tell you later, but not on camera. So, my response was, well, that's all well and good, but I'm too worried about Kate's personal safety because that thing would chew its way out.
Yeah, you thought that whole Twilight pregnancy thing was rough?
You ain't seen nothing.
What would happen here? Never mind the fact. Forget chewing its way out. I wouldn't want to raise that thing.
No.
The two of us combined.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I can't. Anyway.
I mean, to be fair, I was an angel as a child. Don't ask my mom.
I was pretty good growing up too. In fact, my parents would tell you,
later.
Yeah, it wasn't until we grew up.
I think that's been the situation in my family too.
That's when the problems started. What was I talking about? Children!
Oh my gosh. And we're at it again, folks.
So, that new, well, it's not new. It's been out. That Disney movie that we saw with the bunny rabbit. Zootopia, thank you. So, my favorite part, and the only reason I have to tell this story is because it was pretty hilarious. We're watching the movie, And some people have accused this movie of being too intense for younger children.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I knew going in, and I kind of just, whatever. How
Right.
bad can it be? I mean, you know,
It's
you don't
animals.
complain when you're watching the Joy movie or whatever, and it's
Right.
making you bawl. Come on, come on. So, there's a scene, though, and it didn't make me jump.
No,
but
it's scary.
it was scary. The kids start
Well,
bawling.
but here's what's funny about it. So there's like the scary animal, and then it's dead quiet, and all you hear are like 4 or 5 kids. And I start laughing.
Yes, this is the icing on the cake. Kate starts laughing.
The Hobbs even made a comment about it later. He's like, I can't believe you were laughing at all the crying children. I'm like, but it was funny.
It got so quiet.
It was funny.
And it was a sad, pitiful thing.
And it was several of them.
It
bawling.
was, like, in unison.
It was hilarious.
We had one behind us that pulled Joe's hair.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Sorry. Yeah, and also, turn your phone off.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't so worried about the kid as the phone.
It was loud, and it was, like, right there.
And
it takes these people so long to realize
man.
it's their phone.
right?
They have a whole big song and dance
course,
at the
I
beginning
can't
about
talk.
turning it off.
On the commute out, my phone started ringing, and we both looked at each other, and
I'm
we're
like,
like,
what's happening?
What's happening? What's going on here? Oh, yeah, it's Star Trek. That's me.
It's true. It's true. Yes.
Oh, fun times. Anywho,
I did also like
I
in
feel
that
like I've
movie-
monopolized the conversation.
It's okay.
Sorry.
I also liked in that movie, it's been out for a while now, so I can say this.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I like how at the beginning, the dad is saying to the daughter, have you ever wondered about why your mom and I are just so happy? No, not really. It's because we gave up on our dreams.
No.
And then mom says, we settled. Oh no, he says, because we settled. And she
Yes.
goes, we settled hard.
Much as Kate and I have with this show. I mean,
That is not true. Other things, maybe.
right? I guess.
No,
No.
we're just kidding.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway,
You're right on that side of the table.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Thumbs up. Speaking of thumbs up, I wasn't aware. I've been doing this at work lately, and I've been doing it kind of sarcastically to the kids. Is everything good? Well, guess what happens now?
Oh no.
To the point that one of them did this, and I said, "Uh-oh, he's busting out the Fonz on me."
And he's
You know,
like,
fu-
the what?
Yep.
I hate those.
It's sad because there's so much good television and good entertainment that this
Oh.
generation, there needs to be a class just of
It's true.
TV and movies.
Speaking of TV,
Yay! I'd love to speak of TV.
well, so apparently, for a little while on our little Roku thing,
What's a
ABC
Roku?
It's like an Apple TV. It's one of those things you plug into your
Wow,
TV.
I am so,
Like that-
some ways I'm just not the savvy with the...
You have one.
No, I have the Fire.
It's the same thing.
Really?
It's just a different name.
It's just a different company? Okay. Carry on.
Speaking of being old. Anyway, so apparently ABC showed up on there. And
Oh.
so then we looked at it and the Hubs was like, oh, look what we can watch. And so the Muppets showed up. And I was like, oh, let me watch this one. So I watched a little bit of one and it was actually kind of funny.
Right.
I didn't realize, because I haven't seen it since
Right.
we started, that they were doing it kind of with like that mock documentary sort of thing.
Oh, I thought
Right.
yeah. Anyway.
You probably had mentioned
Right.
it. But anyway, it starts out with Kermit and Fozzie sitting at the bar, and Kermit's trying to talk to, or not Fozzie, Rolf.
Oh, yes, because Ralph owns the bar in this. Or is the bartender. I can't remember.
I don't know. They're the only ones there. The rest of the place
Right.
is pretty much empty. And so Kermit's talking about Piggy and how, I kind of want to get it back together. I don't know. And Rolf's like, first of all,
Okay. Go ahead.
he goes, you seem, I don't know how old this one is. I don't know which one
No,
was.
it was at the first. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So he's like,
Season.
Rolf's like, you seem a little anxious. So why don't you go ahead and pat my head? And Kermit's
It's
like,
true, though.
Yeah, and Kermit goes, what? And he's like, no, it's okay. I'm a licensed therapy dog. So he starts petting his head. And then Rolf starts to fall asleep. I quite enjoyed that.
It does have its moments. I'm sad to say, and I've said this before on previous shows, I've yet to watch an entire episode through. But the thing that takes me off, Muppets, is why we did this Kermit Miss Piggy breakup thing. Because now they're getting back together again.
Of course, it was just to have a storyline. Come on now.
But this episode was hilarious too.
I
know, right? I did catch this one. So Kermit's nephew Robin comes to visit.
How old is Robin now?
Robin is just ageless, much like Bart Simpson.
He still as little as he ever was?
He was. So apparently Robin is totally clueless to the fact that Miss Piggy and Kermit have broken up. And so the entire episode is because neither one of them want to tell.
Because he's not old enough to have access to the internet.
Right. Or see,
How would he have known?
the magazines at the grocery store. But I enjoyed it because it's hilarious to watch the two of them go through the entire episode so that Robin doesn't know. And it makes me wonder, because, children of divorce, I don't think the parents go that far, let alone the aunts and uncles.
Some probably do. But yeah.
Speaking of children, and why we don't have any.
We're not allowed, is why. Talk about community service. Tell you what.
Speaking of, anyway, did you lose your thought already?
I've lost a lot of things during this episode. That thought was just one of them.
Oh, I didn't hear all I've lost is my integrity. But then I remembered I lost that a long time ago.
I was going to say, A, do you even know what that word means?
And
do. B, you can't lose what you don't
I
have.
have lots of it. Sort of. It's like losing a soul, I'm told.
Again, how would you know?
Exactly, because I don't have one of those, so,
Please.
Whatever.
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm great. Scooter just showed up!
Oh, he's been off playing lacrosse, much like a teenage werewolf.
I was going to say Mutant Ninja Turtle.
No, teenage werewolves play lacrosse now, instead of basketball.
Lacrosse is the new thing, isn't it?
It is. It kind of snuck up like
Is it just
soccer.
because it sounds fancier? I play lacrosse.
I don't know, but they're violent. I enjoy that part of it. And they have those sticks that, they beat people with.
Did I tell you, last summer I went to one of Scooter's games, and I didn't understand how lacrosse worked, and so I was trying not to yell things like, just hit him with your stick!
Let's poke him in the eye! Get him out of the way!
Over in a minute! Just barrel him with your stick! Is that not what it's for? Apparently it's not what it's for.
Alright, well, in this episode we've discussed, demon-eating fetuses and beating people with a stick, so I'm going to take that as a sign we need to wrap it up.
I think we've covered it all!
Alright, I'm Jared.
I'm Kate.
We'll see you next time. Sad that it's over? Well, it doesn't have to be.
No, it does not. Like or comment. Give us some feedback. Tell us your funny story. You could be viewer of the week.
Recommend us to your friends. They won't hate you, I promise.
Not for very long. Definitely you should comment, like, subscribe, and share.
Definitely.
Subscribe because you don't want to miss what we're going to say next.
That's right, and all the cool kids are doing it.
All of them. Don't you want to be cool?